so we're at Pinkham Notch, about to start our hike up to Mount Washington. We're taking Tuckerman Ravine Trail.
All right, ready. Let's go.
So we're gonna take Tuckerman Ravine Trail, and there's a possibility we'll end up coming down Lionhead, or we might just come back down Tuckerman. But this should take us about 8 hours. Alright, so we're almost 2 miles in on our way to Mount Washington. Taking us a little over an hour. Here we go. Alright, so we're about 2 hours in, 2 3/4 miles. So we're, this is at the junction where you could take Lionhead, so the peak would be 2 miles that way. We're gonna take Tuckerman Ravine Trail this way, and we're gonna stop and probably have lunch at the Hermit Lake shelters. So, onward to the top. So this is the Hermit Lake shelter. This is where we're gonna stop to have a bite to eat before we climb to the top. This is also a place where normally you could refill your water bottles, although today the water wasn't available. Going up Tuckerman's Ravine right now, so we've been hiking for 3 hours, 3 3/4 miles. The view is absolutely amazing. Hopefully it stops raining. get out of the ravine and it's kind of good. So Lion's Head's probably at the top.
Yeah, Lion's Head kind of just juts out like that way. So, I was telling him, you see the people up there? That's where we're going.
I don't know if you can. Oh yeah, very like straight ahead.
Oh, okay.
Here, can you grab
Oh. Wow, look at the view.
Wow. And that's what it is. Yeah. Quiet up here. Okay, so we've been hiking for 4.5 hours, 4.83 miles. We came from all the way down there. That was Tuckerman's Ravine. Now we have maybe another 40 minutes and we're gonna be at the top of Mount Washington. Oh, it's hard, but almost there. Beautiful view. Three ways you can get to the top of Mount Washington. You could hike like we just did, which took us about 6 hours. You could take the Mount Washington Auto Road, or you can take the Mount Washington Cog Railway, which is a train that goes up to the top of the mountain. So Mount Washington is the highest peak in the northeastern United States, and it has some of the most unpredictable weather in the United States. The weather can change drastically and is vastly different than what it was at the bottom. So We ran into some really bad weather at the last half mile doing the rock scramble to the top. It ended up taking us 6 hours when we originally planned for it to take 4. And because of the weather and how slippery it was because of the rain, we decided that it was probably safer for us, since we weren't expert hikers, to take the auto road down a little bit instead of going back down the rocks directly in the middle of the storm. It was about 3 p.m. when we started walking, so we knew we had to start walking fast to make sure we get down and still have some daylight. So this is the Mount Washington Auto Road, which is a 7.6 mile road from the bottom to the top. And one of the cool things about walking on the road is we had some really great views of the mountain ranges. There was some bad weather at the top, and we ended up walking down the road for a little bit. And now we're going to take this side trail to get back to the car. So we're 1.9 miles away. We've been walking for like 11. We're walking for 9 hours, so we're pretty close to finishing it up.
All right. Bye-bye, road.
So even though this trail is only 1.9 miles, we still had to hurry to make sure that we got back to the car when there was still some daylight.
So we start walk from this way,
Yeah,
but we come back from this way.
So we walked up Tuckerman. It took us longer than we thought. It took us about 6 hours because there was a lot of rain and wind. And then we walked a little bit down the road, and then we came through the sideway, this old Jackson road. So the entire thing was about 14.53 miles in about 10 hours. So it was a hike. So even though this was one of the most physically difficult things that either of us have ever done, it was really rewarding, and I think we're both really glad we did it.